Abatwani de ebushia ampaya ebedwa ewo krom hanim se yete ye political party binjoma na yeni esifa bede yedi asa chese yentu obi case especially yenya t-shirt bi na hye ni yenya cheibi na yenya wo flag bi ni ye de sen ye komu dia na chese o ha no amane agana fo ya fam nyina ne nyina no ya to ni nyina to a chena yen kai bibi ampa bio na metena sidi na medwe ho am si when you let your bed and pan and penny for ya won't be him say a fire cocomutin to a farmer woman. Bed and pan woman fire serious because so baby see a pa will be serious girlfriend. Or be serious fiancé. Just send this in Jomana any atadi a shannon and no just one kind the this abandoned crab by ye do a dear befe munia de just send the nigeno. It is in a different level nenya bedia just already would dear sa enya some ketwa na ye two bedia to man this year now one my successful from seeking the next political party ever bano one should be about the bow woman jom na youth no as I show Eddie dear say ya mesremo. Yenim se enwumene de ya na ede yenim se de ma bebre ni awode shonko na ya na wondwum nim na mmom no ya na moma yendwe ye da che ho moma yendwe hu ne se nipa ya ye di asade ama nipa ya ye ni achi a ya bo mpai so wo mra mbedu wo man so bana wo ba no wo ba be ye bibi pa ede amagana fo nyina na memma tija hwefo nyina no akwa abasonko emfambra jumedie so ewoku mase online gh Monsho amosha ye ewo Kumasi online TV mu pe full episode ne dia mesha se mo beba Kumasi online GH sensem ne nyina no honom na mu benya wo so man Ghana ho sensem de bia asama meka ne se de obi entumi nka de obi ahuro so wo beka ne no na me ne baba de ne yetena se ye tutu bi de ma wo mo se de se na efata me number 0557036109 news biara wo bia pese o de send me no wo betimi de asend them sa so na me share so nya subscribe ya na wa subscribe de amame wo ma me thumbs up so wo honom na adwenche wo bia no wo de afa comment section na se so de amame me pa chow product a wo ton so bese e ba hu de roshoma wa freyen wo 0550623377 and as 0557036109. I think on the 7th of March 2024 year enebushia yanti asem de yenyan nti yese John Kumah efrimu na John Kumah ofrimu no ensem bebre na nebushia akukosho webi ye na ye running mate nti na ye kuno ebi say ye na wo mko baby wo mko re nam ni ade na ma ye ku John Kumah ni ade ta sensem ne dia confirm I bet you and from March but any day I me pense bi dia baba show me na me copy Maria Mariam ne nsem bia wodi tudwa ne show na John Kumah nkrofo a wo mku no ebusia obi ambo obi edi but I don't know say the evidence and things are Mariam di gu abonte no se no kura bi wo ma me kunu na podcast no o se 2011 na nado dan ko ekufu ado frɛ no ene wo ka kire ne sɛ obaso wo de Ghana ehye nkrofo bi nsa na wo bodin no obo 1 ono ankasa na podin ena de etoshu mienu so no wo bo ba wo miadin ba de etoshu miensa no wo amba sa nipa ne din Captain Kwadwo Smart be kan assembly and I was there and I poison John Kumah, ya poison Brother Champion, ya poison when ya poison way. A police for to say e free Captain Kwadwo Smart ya nte ho hwe. Wahene ba so no so tena wuntumi media yi so. E kasa ye dede ni ya hwe nim sanka e bia ye beto nsakura frɛ no na de ye kɔ so e wo sirem honom no wa ba be kyerɛkyerɛ mu kwa ya ye fa so poison John Kumah be sinne ya nte ho bibia ye won krofo bi wo MPP party ni mu a ye ku wo mu anase wo mewu na so be sinne no ye nte ho bibia sexy dondo ni ye de na kopiem ni ye de na kɔ ni ye de na kopiem court na ye kɔ saa na sare ne kwa ba be si sabe na Maria Mekasa no and I watch say it could be said the third person that were involved no John Kumah na ebia manusi sumina show and allegedly John Kumah was the one supposed to be vice president and that's all no was sanko be running mate Edema Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia and nipa bi yi ni free hodom esan so wohene ba so ankasa no during that time na assembly chire mu pan wo be ka say ena John Kumah ku a wo bu ku ni nyina no na esan so wo no ena e ba be running mate e de ama Bawumia ena yes a check say na poso ka say 2011 because 2011 kra no na nya MPP aban na wo power na nya MPP aban no ena na chese na election kra nya ndu ni e de kai kra to abakra no e de tia wo mo so how come na dodan ko Akufo-Addo call these three people 2011 2012 2013 what happened then a call then a see meeting as I didn't that the third person no na po kasan one but the third person in na just say audio scenario Maria ma bonebushia enya asem keto akra yenko na yengo tinsem wenyina no emrasisia
pen na po say President Frame wo Bolga Northern Ghana 2011 na Akufo-Addo made president we lose 208 2012 babeba osan be standi biom but otumi friend napo ahemachi yenyina yenum say wiasema ye ba ye nsoso evil spirits emonsamfo abaifo omota operate ahemachi the same way so woni nipa e be kansem na wo pese etoni trimu a eno so ahemachi is the best the same way nyankopon abofo angels the good spirits na wo esoro no omo so mo ye adwuma ahemachi enti ahemachi de eye warfare enti na posi Akufo-Addo friend ahemachi ka kire no wo bolga say ono nko ana no te canteen ho no friend na po no say party no debi me be di president na se me wia me di beja nipa miensa na posi nipa miensa no emu mienu ye wodem ha Sunday no say yete dem ha se so common sense be ka kire yes na third person no owen and na third person dey only dem ho watu kwan ana okoba bia na ehin no we free party no mu ana ubebisa ena na po proceeded say obo enipa miensa no obobodin but obo mienu pedin wa mo ba akudin mo me enti me come chiki to ebi
Amati, who is offering 8 years of competent leadership, 8 years of delivery. I can say without any converting that 2 of the 3 are representing and coming after him. That is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and my good self, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. Leadership.
2 out of the 3 no wabodin. There are supposed to be 3 people Akufo-Addo discussed with him in 2011. He mentions Bawumia. He mentions his own name, Napo. So who is the third person? X. Yeah, the question mark besheho. Mo mathematics X plus Y equals Y. So what is X? They say who is the X? Yebisa. Richard they say the third Ghana for you.
You are watching Richard say the third person,
Richard Mechiao, was not in the room. And if that third person could not be part of this important gathering, then the person is either seriously sick or lau unalived. Your kumono, your kuna to actually, your third person not to actually is either third person you know what them ho or a hen or yedi bisa. If it's a third person, X equals John Kumah. And me phone ya me TikTok say see na me be a phone na me who say yenua be maybe or ye me viewer wa bring me video bi no say sis and na me ti wo video mo say who be say who is the third person or see tie video na wo be who third person no nti mo tie mo hwe video yenua be ma no e de bre me aya ena yampa tie me am who third person no so video no eni mo me ntie
na John Kumah free enkran ha eba adweso constituency so nearby be this match obedru adweso nwrebe nunum obedru fie ade chia no pa no na ne ho dodo no enti ofre constituency chairman say only constituency executives enkoka MC ho na 6 match no behwese de be bitima koso ampa mpanyimfo nsuso eye ne saa ade chia yawada no pa no na nampum eye ne mre ti edwene ho senka ewiomhyen a wode ba akumase no eno ane be ma na saade aba na ehwe no na hoodin no intimi ti yepe wada ma wawa ambulance ye wodwhwi ede ma no samre na yere nso aba be ka no ho a ni doctor nso free enkran ha ebe ka no ho eda ukua de nyina adama ade akyiye ti ede mpai bota o mochi se o mumrankran na ometoa na yarehwe so wura adama odru suhum sede na ade ani sitie no na emu ayedi ti doctor o ka no ho e kire se ne omon panfa suhum ayaresabia idru ho no na waye nyamedia ti e ba se no na ese busua etoto de ese etoto bia na de ese bibia de ko bia no ni nyina na ye wa fise abusua enim se John Kumah nyina no wadaroma e wo mampanyi no na ye John Kumah sa enti yentimi nye bibia na ese ye ban ho na ye di amanebo ebebo ne se onoa ne ba John Ampontue Kumah Samre onka ti asefo radama ye ba ya yekurensem ho na sisma
ma koyema 1 John Kumah ebusua penye amra John Kumah ebusuafo ko see president a year wo Jubilee House so wutie ebusua penye ni o kase ya o see John Kumah nyina eye mampanyini na ama John Kumah abeye John Kumah. It means John Kumah oka Akufo-Addo ne dobafo no ka ho bi. Let's note that Akufo-Addo ne dobafo na opese wo mu di mu wo party no mo no John Kumah ka ho bi. That is why Akufo-Addo made John Kumah deputy finance minister or build John Kumah up or boa John Kumah to become somebody in the MPP. Okay, ento aso.
Pantumienu afi krata edaswa yede echre na madawoma yeba ya asema yema iwura atene se ono na de nyina ne ba John Ampontue Kumah Samre akrabo aka no
me be ko mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa
edaswa yede echre
Ghana for mutie
na madawoma yeba ya
president Akufo-Addo
asema yema iwura atene se ono na de nyina ne ba John Ampontue Kumah Samre akrabo aka no
me be ko mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa mranti amija metia ma ono no ka ho pa.
President say emranti a oja nechi ama wo mebe kwei emranti a mija mechi ama wo no na John Kumah ka ho pa said ya na po feel say oda Akufo-Addo akoma so enu nti Akufo-Addo tumi ma ye be friend ahemache e ka kire ne say oda achi obeja party ne dia hye omunsem no sa na John Kumah so na oda Akufo-Addo akoma so pa nti Akufo-Addo say mebe kwei emranti a na mebe ja mechi ama wo mo no na oka ho pa. So common sense is telling me say could it be a bet to me abane say John Kumah na ye the third person na only them ho na ya na po amoni din na kona po si nipa miensa emu mienu omo wo dem ho third person no wa amoni din third person no oni dem ho na mpo say third person no wo dem ho a ade ono de ne hu hia a wo say na po ubo ni din ana wona na won tokwa assume say third person no ye de ye ke ye wrong third person ni na nye John Kumah oni pa akro no wo MPP nim or them ho. Ada na po ne want to continue wa money diana. And a third person we free party nim. So we free party nim wa. Sem ponka ubetumi aka say oh na ye miensa na that day o ka kire me ye mu mienu ye wa ha third person and me mo ka say we free party nim but third person did na po anka ne ho asem kora say we free party nim so that suitim say wawu so yare say what thing I na po ambo the okan say there was a third person. We are trying to find X. Abuaji da Costa say find X. We are finding X. We are piecing together the puzzle. Jumane was a Ghana police, criminal investigators, moyana mom pesa mobeye. Yama mo call from above, say mon kata shono. Yenya Ghana for ye, Jumane diatu. Yenya ye PC, adieni together. Asa nkwara puzzle. Asa nkwara no musu to be top puzzles ma wo mo. No we hwe ni nyina egu fam. Na ade o mato ho, na wa fa we, na ode ahyehye, na ohye, na ohye. Obehye ni nyina ba wie na wanya bibi, aboa bi, triangle bi, shape bi or whatever. We are piecing together the puzzle. And in let me be some question you. Dr. Masio Poku Prempe, potential vice president of the Republic of Ghana. Who was that third person? Third person, Sunday, you know what damn hobby, and I know need takuradi hobby. So our hobby, I didn't know one money ding. I don't want to one topa. Say now only hobby in shua, only pa chrono away. Matthew Poku Prempe Napo, doctor, yes, oh, and need bisa. Yasem bisa when yan topa. And away interested because ye be some questions, no, ya accuse you of anything. We are not accusing you, but just out of curiosity, we want to know where is the third person? Who was that third person? Because how is it that you mention two names and you leave one person out? Because for me, so only park or tinkwam, that's a winning any problem. Be an answer depend that's what the MPP num. Then say unity be any MPP num. How is that person going to feel? That person can he or she campaign for the party? Because one money di one acknowledge no enti ya sembisa. But you see, my gut feeling, my gut instinct, nyankopon honhom na timi mo no, let this mind be in you as is in Christ Jesus, no, tells me say that third person is John Kumah. Enti na napo antumi amudi the Sunday no eya John Kumah and Akufo-Addo akonfirm me wa ha no o se mranti ana me pese me di party ni ja wo mo no na John Kumah ka ho bi pa wanka so ka ho bi kekewu no ka ho bi pa
me denso se o de metifa on ne ho nyina wo ho no na nyina papa kwa wasum payfo wo heno bima payfo nyina wo ho na hanfo no ya baby ntia se wo chire my movie which vibrant young man like this.
Yes, but President, you cannot just say vibrant young man like this. There are people in your party who believe that John Kumah yekuno. Meti hey, se me koye mistake. Na mi bie mano se ya ka wo video imu se asem keke asi mesi ne kun John Kumah. Even though meti abrochire mo betumi asoma me ya befre me se me meyi me ho ano wo Ghana aden na oheneba eti Ghana ho na watumi abue na no wo radio so aka se onim se John Kumah obi na ekum no party nim na muntumi ma police investigate emfa ho ne ya John Kumah yere abeka akire yen yo ena John Kumah ne yere no sebio ye nyina ye nim se she was under duress mo fa ne de share car mo de ni kofie. We saw the video. Yenhu be that in the history of our mind Ghana okunafo odi ni kunu 1 week in the middle of the 1 week ahoho abefi ho onu na ye ba bechia no okunafo tumi ja ebusuafo ho ehuri politicians of worker mu ema card ni to America ekọ se hina mode ni koyo ade eche ya otigabi ochireda ku radio station asasi radio ye wo Joy FM ye wa Inshira FM ye wo Wuntumi radio ye wo radio stations bebre wo Ghana. John Kumah yiri enya radio station biara ankotena mbeka nkyere Ghana fo se ni kunu nya cancer other than Gabi ochireda ku radio station asasi radio oka se ye mofra ye nya mofra sa o Ghana fo momi yen kankyere to me say ye nya mofra sa. We have made them who they are today. And President Akufo-Addo, rule of law. rule of law. Why aren't you people investigating Ohineba? Captain Smart, Tewa, said John Kumah will be ne kunu ya point. Didn't you know my friend Captain Smart? Police headquarters are friend Captain Smart. Ya giant samono president.
Say nede. So see so musa nyakopon. Ono no hye bibia. Na do
nyakopon na hye bibia nkyere se munkum nipa.
Na chese bushia Maria ena yakwa akotie ne nsem abano na John Kumah ATP mamidi kan bisa.
Okay.
John Kumah, I think from March you see the crowd da busy this time round. And seminar na pokaye say in 2011 no mo ye miensa. Ene ohene ba sama wo kan say John Kumah was killed. Well, already and na alleged be anka ho. Was in the piece he was killed because of running mate. Any na panga no say kwakoyi ne kasa in 2011 no. Any the boy brebi ana.
Oh, to me ni dear would see any here any the boy bra. It was on say ni padasani bia no. Napo abrano no my speech no car 2011 ni pomiensa at least any panefi party ni mukrana. So boni panidi na ni pan baby obi akra no ne wo cheche o wari che say sa na say na ye man pani aka bibi say ede ato wonom eden but wa boni pam ye nu pe ena waja baako no ene hwane se question mark ye dey esi hono ena se wotie nsem na wo kan ye na de compare de ohene ba kan ye na they see wo ya northern region na ohene ba was there Captain Smart ababon ten ameka say nipa woku John Kumah no owo party nim many umienu ye wokromo ase na ya Captain Smart beka say ba umia choose na po as na running mate ya obe poison no na way you from on na baba belidi na say me de to me na me ba ne ba bra pankasa e de mame but obeka say obi wa yenka ne kira say yenima de cropots ya edi say poison no ne yire be kasa ye but
say nya poison
but we na ka say ya bona no ne na de fine kosi hi but what tie de kokoso na atin say ebe even ohene ba kan say onokura na call baby no omobo na no sara meti makado
but na pankasa no woman she na wo ne kasa I don't know
yeah onsa da ne kasa na po nipa wo tro the way ne man no onsa ne ofiti asia wo kasa kama but always be no so mo be tro bibia na so no kasa wo tro bibi kra na ayeso moje na mo hwemu na mo ni say bibi say to sini na po we de be correct me you say and yes aka just 3 months pe obeka nsama
be Ghana for cross
yeah all say prophecies be na ba say nipa bi wo ho no ma obegina pieces no kasa ni do twen ni nya nse na po de but MPP na na bon adwene boni na ye de bi de target mu no na edoso dodo na edoso panti no me de to me de ne bebra pa he but all the same yenye lawyers yenye nyanko na yenye bi ehu
ebusia ma me fam remu am next story na me next story no for some time now heya ne wo na NDC abai no be ka say esi edu nketiampo ne kan so wo no de ade na wo mo hwehwe se wo mo sign ne say na ye pasundwe afi we election no ye mpesa menteme wase bia beba ne ade enti no aka wo mo fa wo mo san hyen krata ase na aka wo mo sign ne say de be ya afi we election no metime maka me bia emma ene se edu meketia be ka say NDC abai ne de wo mo sign ne na wo mo sign ne ochina ye huni say JFK ba bontembe de ebede letter tetentin bi ba say NDC abai ninja isa na Ghana is a peaceful country ya quiet na fide maka say Ghana de anka haya sumje country ya mpena wetimi no wakame ne ade na say de NDC fo na ye no bia no wo mo ya sa de we say de be ya 2024 but we bia wo babu obi ananso wo mu beku obi ya pese ye beta sa de we nyina sabe ya me no ka say peace council ene NDC abai no esi edu nketia ehia ye anu wo mo twetwe nkomo ne ade na esi edu nketia de betum sen before sana woman sabesha sankrata no and your woman says conditions say MPP abano etimi dis access conditions usual and your nankrata and woman sabesha say because 2020 woman sign a woman whom for sure be so na 2024 idi anyade wo beye and then your bubo krobi mu say John Kumah and Techiman South and ododo so yesi ekun ni etu otutu bi ekwo ni ade nyina no besi nano ngrofo wo me involved they were never prosecuted so eno say illegal printing of ballot papers ni bi ni ade nyina ekwo to the extent say 1 million ballot boxes just say ya printing that do a police force show ni nyina mu besi ne a police force no kranka hu bibia it say MPP aban ne person wom do wom sa hyenkrata ase na wom sign the asane ama 6 conditions say wodi gu hoy say wotu wom to me this sane ama 6 we na ade a they have no problem say wom do wom sa be hyenkrata ase asan yanko na yogotie ni nyina so emra sisia
Ayawa so what's going to happen. There was a commission. There were recommendations. The recommendations have not been implemented so far. Condition number 1 is that let us see full implementation of the recommendations of Ayawa so West Wogon Commission of Inquiry, which was established by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo himself. And we believe that he trusted in the judgment of the commissioners. That is how come some of them have proceeded to be Supreme Court judges. Number 2, we want to see initiation of prosecution in respect of the perpetrators of the killings in Techiman South, Ablekuma Central, Banda, and Odododio. We want to see prosecution initiated in respect of the illegal printing and handling of several, about 1 million extra ballot papers that were intercepted and were destroyed by the police in our presence, and the records were taken. We don't see what the Ghana Police Service has been waiting for all these years. And even at some point, there was an orchestration to even lie on us that we rather were guilty of that crime. And so we officially sent our lawyers to report to the IGP that we are interested in that case. It must be investigated and then prosecutions done when found necessary. We have not heard anything about it. We want action on it now. Otherwise, the next election, the same people can go and now print more than 2 million. Number 4, there is an active case of missing IT equipment from the warehouses of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission has not been open to us. We suspect that the equipment is not missing, and they are being hidden for some unwholesome agenda. Because anytime we talk about it, they say the suspects have been arrested, and that's all. Were the suspects arrested and the exhibits found on them, or we still don't know the whereabouts of the equipment and that the suspects are being held responsible for being the watchdogs. We don't have any information about it. And we are going into election. And the same equipment is going to be used in the election ahead of us. So we want transparency about that. Because of that, we have our confidence in the IT systems at the Electoral Commission has been shaken. And we have a history in 2012 where our colleagues from MPP found it necessary to compel the state and our development partners to field an external consultant to actually investigate the whole IT setup of the Electoral Commission and brought out recommendations for implementation before the election took place. Our friends from UNDP, I'm sure you will get the evidence on your files that that project was financed by the UNDP. I think we can look at that one so that to put our hearts at rest that nothing untoward is happening in the face of missing equipment and the type of things that are happening, discrepancies between registration figures and all that. We must ensure and assure our supporters that nothing fishy is happening there. Because we know that the last commissioner that was appointed, Mr. Apiahene, was a regional election director of the NPP before his appointment. So we wrote to produce evidence of his activities, his appointments and all that, presented them that a full member of MPP cannot be a referee in these elections. We presented evidence. They were ignored. He is still there. And consultants have been engaged to support the Electoral Commission on our blind side, because procurement of consultancy services is a public procurement activity. We are not aware that any such procurement has gone through the procurement procedures. For everybody to know that these consultants actually mean well, and they are the non-partisan type of consultants that are helping Electoral Commission with their IT systems. And we want, point number 5, the president to declare openly on a state platform, not on his political party platform, that he will respect the will of the people as expressed by the outcome of the 2024 December election results. When the president himself does an open declaration, I'm sure it will bring to rest, it will put to rest all the noise that is happening around us about their refusal or unpreparedness to hand over power, even if they lose the elections. The voice of the leader counts, so that he will rein in all his functionaries and appointees, that we are all working according to the will of the people. Then finally, before any such document, peace pact is submitted to us for signature. We want to see the IGP signing to that document. We want to see the Chief Justice signing to that document. We want to see the Attorney General signing to that document. And we want to see the National Security Coordinator signing to that document. If all of them sign, and the monitoring group commits itself to the policy of naming and shaming publicly anybody who reneges on his obligation as far as implementation of the electoral laws of this country are concerned, we think that we will have the way forward. Thank you very much, and you are welcome. Yes.
Mr. Chairman and my brethren, we've heard all the concerns that the indefatigable chairman of the National Democratic Congress has presented. But to start with, I would want to draw our attention to the fact that in my language, it is said that the strength of the lion is in the waist. That is where the strength is. But if you look at the waist, it looks like one of the smallest parts of the body of that lion. That waist is the National Peace Council. And Ghana brought together, particularly the political parties, are the real body of this lion. Our strength, therefore, is your strength is in us as you wished. And since your strength is in us as you wished, it is you who can make that waist of ours much stronger to be able to serve the purpose that you expect of it. Now, we have reached out to you. You've come out with quite a number of proposals, very good ones, I believe. Those proposals coming out from you and drawing our attention to the fact that we have been inactive in certain areas, which you expected us to be proactive, should tell us and the whole world that if right from today an issue of that nature comes up from your party and we take you on for doing this or that thing, you would agree with us that it is the strength that you have given us to enhance your waist. We are reaching out to the new patriotic party as well. I can assure you that this will be about the same or similar issues that they will bring up. At the end of the day, those issues that they would bring up to me and from our thinking will amount to a commitment on their part too, because they have demanded that of us, just as the new National Democratic Congress is demanding this of us. And in that case, therefore, if they should do something that merits our naming and shaming, they would understand that they gave us, they strengthened our waist and demanded that we do it that way. And therefore, they may not have the moral, authority to say or to condemn what we have done. The same with the National Democratic Congress. It is the reason why I've said that let bygone be bygone. But when I talk of the bygone being bygone, I did not say that we should forget that things happened. We must continue to remember them. That's part of our history. And you cannot make progress if you don't know your history. We certainly must bring it on board to help us to be able to understand and know what we want to do. This committee that we have put in place certainly is clothed with the needed authority to be able to do the number of things, the very many of them that we say we would want to do, because the committee did not put itself in place. It is a subcommittee of the National Peace Council, and it answers to the National Peace Council. And it is the reason why my humble self, as a member of the National Peace Council, is the chairman of this very committee, which goes to suggest that they have the permission, the go-ahead of the National Peace Council to do the necessary things which we have outlined and we've sold out to the political parties and Ghanaians in general, that we would want us to go this way. As far as we are concerned, we do not believe that it is ever late to do anything, particularly things that are human in nature. But we must also accept the fact that as a committee, as against powerful people like the politicians, we have our limits and we can push to the end. Just like we normally say, you can force a horse to the riverside, but you cannot force it to drink. Now, we are saying that, giving the commitment that we will push and do the best that we can to the last end where our arms can stretch up to. And we may not be able to go beyond that. And you would agree with me that we cannot go beyond that. For instance, if the NDC agrees and the MPP agrees that we should name and shame them if they go contrary to what is expected of them, then of course they will have no cause to blame us for naming them or shaming them. But that must come from you. The act that puts the Peace Council in place is not that elaborate, and when you read it, that it does not anywhere go near giving the Peace Council some of the things that you as well as myself, I believe should have been part of that act. They are not there. So that leaves us in a vacuum. Therefore, what is it that we do? We can only fill it up. I'm not a legal mind, but we can only fill it up with the mandate that you will give us and the mandate that your other colleagues will give us. We can stand on the strength of that as a moral right to do certain things without you being able to come out to say this or that. For instance, God forbid, if tomorrow the chairman of the National Democratic Council sitting down here, tomorrow he makes a statement that is fiery, and immediately we jump on him to say, why did you do this? He will not turn around to say that in the past some other people did that, why didn't you try to check them? More so because we have met you, that mandate is coming out from you now. We are going to meet the others too. That mandate, I believe, will come out of them. So that you obviously, if we therefore go that line, you may not be able to say, oh, why did you go this? And you would not refer us back to the past that, oh, years ago it didn't get it. We are opening a new leaf. And that is just what we are pleading with you. That let us open a new leaf. Let us advise ourselves with what has already taken place to help us to chalk the way forward. You agree with me that the Peace Council hasn't got that muscle that will force any legal body in this country to come out to do this or do that. What mandate we have it, like you are putting up, is to let them know that we abhor that. It is not a proper thing for Ghana. And we plead with you to please do this or do that and rectify that situation. I believe if we are able to do that much, you will be able to agree with us that we just couldn't have gone beyond that. For instance, I don't have that capacity to go out. When I say me, I'm the Peace Council, to go out to fish out the people who killed others during political campaigning and so on and so forth. I don't have that capacity. Even I get them, I don't have the capacity to prosecute them for doing this or doing that. Those who have the capacity to do the prosecution, they must do the prosecution. Yes, I will agree with you if you say that it is our moral duty to impress upon them and insist that they should do it. That is what our reaching out to you is all about, so that you give us some kind of respite, and allow us to do what you will expect us to do. If from now onwards we are found failing, then you will have right. After all, the platforms are always there. You can call us back. But this is what we agreed. For instance, just look at the last suggestion that the chairman came out with, that the Inspector General of Police should sign that agreement, the Army Commander should sign that agreement, the Ward and Ward should sign that agreement. Yes, that is plausible. That is true. Because the one who will implement the thing, those who have that duty and the constitutional mandate to implement those things must sign that we will do this or do that. I would want to believe that certainly should be in line. You get me? But then if we even come to this, that itself will tell you that in the past agreements, peace pacts that we signed, this clause was not there. But there is always a time for everything. Now that we started thinking that no, in order to help us really to make those peace pacts we sign meaningful, the implementation should be there, and we should put in place mechanisms that will ensure that those implementations are put in place. For instance, if the Inspector General of Police fails to arrest people who have killed others at a political rally, and he fails to prosecute them.
Fabi sonome na ya sewa me yate esi edunketi ase esan se de bia fi 4 years bia ye beto aba na mama ya sign de bia ye sign 2020 die kura no ye sign wie ye eniema ya course ni ade nyina those who were responsible na nipa ba kumpo ni hono ma ye betimi aka se ya chi na tum ye de ne court was serving the punishment and am say binsem hu na wodi ye na this year no boni ya course ni pe wu ye ni ade na kwa remember say na na do na kwa Akufo Addo e be ka say John Dramani Mahama kwa be sin de no congratulate no e ma na Mahama so be ka so sa ope congratulation enko ade a and there won so ni pansi a wo mu shu wu ye no won so ko wo mabusua honom na kwa we shu wo mu condolence sa nyema ni nyina anko na se this year no mo saba na mo ka che say ye mbesan a say die mo pese ye no nko ana say die mo pese ekwoso nko ana wo say ekwoso but ade no ente sa say ye sai wo sa asundwe ba election we obi anwie mu die obedi nkunim should accept it in good faith ni ade na mo forces ye say ye sign you people want to do otherwise even if me ameti he kwa no I'll still think twice but esi educate ye sremo Ghana ni ye ni Ghana foforo bi aka de ye ti Ghana we ya ena ye wo mu ti ye besre whatever pain amo have in your heart ema mo yesa na ema we nyina na yesremo mun sizi fire. Ghana is a peaceful country mo sign ya obi enwu afi we ena mentimi wansi bi enu honom so a ebesu do other opponent so beka say de esi educate ya ye ni nyina no o yesa na ema we nyina se de be ya afuwe ya batuo no bia na just as NDC abai no wo mu trimu se wo mo be try wo mo best say maintain be ho ase bi be kwa na so obi be wia bi be kan ballot paper na so obi be ba be yensemu. But this country we are in, it's a peaceful country. Yanga sa yaka yesi afiwe youth a wunnim na be kwa kodi MPP bi echi and NDC bi echi and movement for change bi echi and independent candidates bi echi be ba be dinsemu no okrom ha yanga se me be chi wato horam na se bi ya so bia ngwafu oboba no omunya wo mo ho a woman kwa ena womu diskano ATP
na we besre se de nketia se yankwa ho hia ye ni said na wo kan ni Ghana foforo bia wo baabi en se besre mada se MPP amanukuo no na se wantwi mente me wase be free mo ba NDC for the mona mo ba be mo ma me de makama se mona mo ba be mo kama utrima ye wo de se de be ya wo be san ama cause se nyakopon bona se ye kwoto aba na mente me ho ase ne yakuwe ya fa we ya yesi na entokwa ebeti atese wo manga na mo the next 4 years when I was expecting is say onfa ne kokromoti emeto aba no enfama ti me so say matimototo amana mo aba wani mu nko ade ti ase na sign na bibia nim se de tie bia nakopon wasi hini no say mo NDC amana ko na mo be widi a mo ana mo be fa akunya say NDC so ye NDC say alankasha ye cheda so a cheda ti mesra mada say say do ke tene John Mahama next time janfimo mo ti ase na mo fa monsa enhyase enfama se de na ya se wa can youth no yai na dey bia dane masika didi yanimu obi ono no abla be 10,000 obi ono abla be 5,000 100 cedi 200 cedi jinde ko fa box jinde ko yewe mesra wo sese wu a wu kwase wu ye betwu solo kun susu ankasa kwase solo ko ye betwu no manga na mu ase no enye fedia kai se wo busua no omodo ye no mo hia wo abusua nim entime ko di nkwase asema na se mo ase because once the na se o two cities bia obeji afro obi ntina na wo kwa ko di mpipira glo ana se wo kwa eneme bia ensen fatanti mesra mada youth no mo mama ni na ho na afro yema aye politicians ni hu se sada de nyina no mo tue condemn na fi edie ye ni adafo ankasa na na yasewa
ATV mamenda wasiye papa boza bido wasa said de so no eja wa ba be kam ho nyakopon sho ye baba nyame adu ma chira metwe wasan ba
mate
ebusia na number ma ye kwan na nsem no ye de ni nyina be ba na wie ye mesho wonya subscribe ya na wa subscribe dia mama adoma na edan chain no wa click so e dia mama mu amo share e wo Kumasi online TV no mesho mu video ni e wa ye papa upeni nyina wo bepie mu e wo Kumasi online GH e ya dia ubenya ni nyina no e wo ho no me number so ye 0557036109 news bia wo bia ba so de send me no wo betimi e dia sending product a wo ton company a we bia show person bo hu de roma wa o frame was 0550623377 and 0557036109 pin for bejebre na woman no atwetwe enkomo saso na Kumasi online media school ejme kwa ta sender wo mo show ma sia me dia teacher chibedie no ebe so mo so wani jinsam tredwuma ho atwetwe fon wo do wa bochira bra na wo mo fanfantiti yepem hane de wo mo nge qualification bia unko school da we JHS we SHS we university we school dropout kra na mbom no wani jinsam tredwuma ho pese ocean graphic design TV and radio presentation video and audio editing TV and radio production MCR DJing drone shots camera handling newscasting ne ade nyina wo ba wo mo betro forms ne bo nyede 100 Ghana cedis pe ubenye bi of founders of Kumasi online TV wo mechi akwan Kumasi as community ya mass ene di hwe nim fra wa mo e 0550623377 and 0557036109 wo fra sukumpen for bejebre na wo mo no atwetwe enkomo saso na American painting so ejime ko show ma se amede atija jumede no show mo so painter top original painter what if I would die one me patcho enwa ensure to enwuro ni ade dia wo mo ye draw to draw delivery to pusu wo ma homa ne pe baby biara wo bia no wo mo dibi ebebro safso na aba say bia wo mo bua ship cars efro bi ma mo bepie mu wo man Ghana edema wo me patcho wo mo ye ni nyina bi countries aka ni nyina no wo mo ye wo so paint no e bia wo kwa de wo tuton ntino na nse ya mafo nhyɛ dan to paint go so bi e complain a wo mo se frɛ wo mo ana se bepie mu wo ma hwe ye meduma market wo mo ni ko waf mo no e na di hwe ni mo banko ade colors ni nia no e ya de a wo mo obi e wo makachi a wo abeba behwehwem we yidodo a wankasa papa so wo mo tusu no wo mo de brɛ wo nso a ni nyina no wo mo ye bi wo United States ne ne importe ma frɛ wo mo Ghana ne importe mu so dia 0244907376 na ono wo mo atwetwe enkomo executive producer Mr. Daniel Yeboa lawyer fans of Atija Chumede mu ina no nyankopon shamu ina ye papa okopie mo MC a honom so dia na chese Abratepa Alhassan Kojoma no officer Alhassan amedema no mi refi ye ono enetina hono ma me nsa no ejuma na ebusua ehwegu saso na Dennis edit video we edema me nyame adoma ye besan so edi ehia me share subscribe share video we na fa ma me thumbs up so e ho no makramo
Amafwe Kumasi Online TV Production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enam wiem de nam fom de enam ensuom ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye semna bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks no so e de amaw ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi Online TV Production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne mfama kama fe a ebo no eda fom pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bi e wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi Online TV Production ye demufua e wo Kumasi kodua mu.